Hello and welcome to what is a first look and a map tour of Rathlin Island. It's a map with a difference, as you will see as we start to go around the map. Just want to check that these volumes are down a bit because we don't want to be outblasted. That's that. So yes, you start with this tractor, the Earlyman H488 and £20,000. That is it. That is your lot. What I have done, I have sold out the Earlyman and bought the Massey Ferguson 135 for this mod run around, just because I quite like this 135 Massey and it's a beautiful tractor. This is your, I'll come out of cab because, well, it's not in cab actually, but this is your vehicle purchase point with the workshop and everything. Looks a nice building. It's different to what you see on a lot of buildings. We've got a gate which opens and closes to get in and out of here. I think once we're out of here we shall go to the left, click the mouse button, left mouse button, and it opens the gate. Now little Massey will get through that little gap. We'll leave the gate open, it won't shut in later, but we'll leave the gate open. We will head and check the first of the sell points. I can see this, especially using seasons, I can see this map being a very difficult map to originally make any money on. You come around here and we have got our first sell point. Again, looking at this, we have got the same gate as we have on the farm point. There's 2 tractors in here. We can't drive them, but there you go, the gate opens. They're not drivable tractors, but it's nice to have a tractor or two dotted about as if something's happening. There's a trailer also in here. This is the first of our sell points. And here's your tipping area. And we shall go and have a look and see what this one sells. What's it called first of all? It is called Causeway Animal Feeds. So we shall look and see what Causeway Animal Feeds sells. They sell wheat, they buy wheat, barley, oilseed rape, sunflowers, soybeans and maize. And I think, looking at that, that's it. So all the sell is that. What these tip points here are therefore, haven't got a clue. Unless you can actually tip stuff in. I think you can tip stuff in there and make your animal feed. That's an animal feed compound thing to get your pig food or your animal food, I think. Don't hold me to that. We have to try it out. I'm going to try a little gameplay on this map. We're going to start off with some really small equipment, of which you will find out why as we go around this first look map. Now as you come to here, you've got to turn right. If you turn left, you bump into a dead end. That is the boundary of the map just to the left of us. So we go round here to the right, and we shall follow round and go to the next sell point. One thing that is for sure, you need to pick your machinery wisely, which is one thing you will find out once we go down and have a look at the harbour side. And you cannot tab to vehicles. The tabbing has been taken off, and so now this is the second of our sell points, and it is Ballycastle Grains. Now Ballycastle Grains don't sell anything back there. Again, I think it's just going to be, oh yes, just your normal crops is going to be sold here at Ballycastle Grains. A nice looking sell point, beautifully modelled buildings and whatever else. Oyoobo has done a good job of sorting out the map at the moment, as far as I can see. Just lift up a bit on the view. You see there to the right of us we've got the fuel station, and that's the same. That's an out, that's a no entry, and the barrier doesn't lift. My bad, I thought it was a secondary sell point. There are several sell points on the map, so we'll have a look at where the sell points are. We're not going to go into detail on these sell points too much at the moment. Leave a bit of it for you to find out. Back to the vehicle dealership. There is the fuel station. We've got a shopping centre or a shop there, which could also be a sell point coming up here. See what the gate is. It's a liftable barrier. No entry that way. Oh, here's the sell point. Whoa, 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 hang on, car. The traffic speed limit is 18 miles an hour on the map. That's one thing we know. It has all of the standard game features except for the train. So this looks like a dairy. Now in here, I do know by looking at it, there is a cheese making and pasteurised milk sector to it, and I think that's it to the right. So that's an interesting add to the map. When you get going, we've got 2 farms, 26 fields, multiple sell points. As you can see as we're coming round here, the dairy produce looks good. We've got a livestock yard, a BGA. We've got traffic on the mainland only. Once you get to the island, there is no traffic. The pedestrians, as you see, there are moving animations on it, switchable lights in all of your sheds, and gold nuggets are on this. Chopped straw is added in. Season's ready. You also have greenhouses on the map ready for tomatoes, mushrooms, red cabbage and strawberries. I've already said about the cheese and pasteurised milk. There is a placeable section on the map where you can add in your own stuff. Here's one of the, I'd imagine we've got to turn left here because I don't think you can get straight down. I think, as you see, no, that is the edge of the map, so you can't get down there. But you can see the first of the animations, an horse in the field running round, and someone here impatient, although he only travels at 18 miles per hour anyway. Now we've got here what looks like the wood yard. It's like the sell point for the wood in there. What else you can do in there, I don't know. We'll go in and have a look. I was going to bypass this, but I've seen something a little different down here. And down here we've got the agri merchants. It's wood chips, sugar beet and potato sell point in there as well as you would, as well as your forestry. And it's a good little yard. Looks like a manure sell point in there as well, so that's a place to get rid of your manure if you don't want to put it onto your fields. Now coming, which is probably called the village centre, with your houses and your shops there as well, charity shops. Burger King. Oh, we've got Burger King, we've got Alfred's, all the top names here in the town centre. Lloyd's TSB Bank, McKay's, and David Orton Audio Visual, Bell Chemists, and looks like a cafe. So yeah, that's the further sell points gone through. We will now go down and show you what else is new on this map, and just watch the traffic as we come out to the road and head down to the seafront. I just want to have a look on the seafront. It looks a small map from where we are now, especially with the mini map. But yeah, we've got to come down here. Now you see why you need small equipment. Whatever you are going to use has to fit on the ferry. We'll stop the tractor there. I think you actually drive the ferry ourselves. And now you see the difference of the farm, because your farm is nowhere near the mainland. You've got to come over here by ferry. Your trailer and your tractor has got to fit onto this ferry to bring your stuff and sell it. There is no sell points apart from, no sell and no purchase points apart from eggs and fuel over at the farm on the island. You actually work off an island over here. Stay, I think, between the green and the red cones. I don't know whether, I think this ferry could well be used on other maps. It comes as a separate mod within the folder. You have to unzip the game You have to unzip the map, not the game. You have to unzip the map for it to work. It will not work without unzipping. I tried it myself just to be sure, and I got loaded in and we had no ferry, so you have to unzip the ferry. Now I've got to find out now where we've got red and green bollards on the wall, so I'd imagine that you go through this area. The first time on Farming Simulator I've actually driven a ferry. I've driven the trains, I've driven the tractors and the lorries, but first time for me to be on a ferry. Lift off the throttle and cruise into the harbour side. So now we are on the main island where our farm is. We'll start the tractor up and drive off the ferry, where we see a sign, "Welcome to Churchtown, Rathlin Island." This is how you get into the ferry. Now we've got to go and find what's on here. There's not a lot on here. There's a few houses. There's 140 people live on this island. We're not going to go all the way around, but I think just to show you the houses that have been put on the map. They're very nice looking houses. They look good, those houses. Two different houses and a bungalow, which is a nice touch. And we come to once again to the end of there and to the island and the jetty. It's different. I like it. I like it a lot. The fact that you start with £20,000 and the earlyman, you've got no cultivation equipment or anything. Only reason I managed to get anywhere with it is that I sold a tractor which was worth more than the one I bought. The Rathburn Hotel there's a church there as well. We're going the wrong way for the sell points. There's some sell points over here. Ring Road, way near a ring road on an island that has no traffic on it hardly. Yeah, it's got its sell point up here. I thought, the BGA. The BGA is on the island, so you can sell stuff and do biogas. You can also buy your fuel. I'd imagine once you get to the farm that the farm has 2 silos. There's your BGA point, different sell points for your wood chippings. Yeah. Silage tip point, 2 BGAs, boys. And yeah, now let's go and have a look. We've got 2 farms over here. One has chickens, the cows and the pigs on it, and the other one is your sheep farm. And to get there, I think we need to go this way. At least to get to one of the farms you need to go this way. The church looks good. So Rathburn Hotel for any holiday makers that come. Yeah, the church, the archways on the church look good. And yeah, I quite like it. It's a good little map. If you can hear the bing bongs, it's ice hockey scores coming in. The fields, now where you actually find the soul points of the fields, I don't know. Oh, you've got to go on, somewhere you have got to go on to the main island. We didn't look at that when we was on the main island. We did not look at where the soul point was for the fields. You can buy and sell field, or buy fields, I don't know about sell them. You can actually buy fields on the island. Here's your forestry. Not much of a forest. Oh, we've gone past the forestry. But there is forestry on here. That's, I think, the best way of making any money to start with is to get the forest. Let's have a big map up and have a look and see. You see, it's going to be very hard to start because you don't own a field. We do not own a field. We have to make money from nothing to buy a field, to make money off crops, and it's going to be a difficult way to make a living. It really is. Put the map down again. It really is going to be difficult to start, and the only way you're going to get a start is to go into the forestry area, chop down some trees, sell the trees to buy a field. We don't know how much the fields are. We've got to go and find the field sold point. The sole point for the fields, we have got to go back to the other island and just see where we have to go. Is there one thing I want to check? Is there any collisions on the edges? Well, I don't know about on the edges, but I run into a little tree there. I think if we can get between the trees, we can get through the edge. There, there's no... It's not the edge, what tree, what's stopping us. So yes, the edges can be driven through. Now I've got the tractor stuck. You don't want to be getting the tractor stuck in here because there is no tabbing. I don't even think there's a respawn point for the tractor vehicles. But I just want to see if we're heading in the right direction for the farmyard. Sort of head in the right direction. We want to go through this edge here. I know this isn't totally realistic gameplay. We've got to chop through this edge, and there are some trees here. If those trees chop, there is a way of making some money. There's a little pond in there, near the crows and everything. Let's just zoom out a little so you can see in there. Looks like the water trigger to get water for your animals. There's an old Massey Ferguson tractor there dumped with no wheels on, and an old Pure Bowser. Yeah. Pretty little water trigger to pump water from out of there. Right, we're going to go through this edge to this side and head into the farmyard and see what the main farmyard is like. see here to the right hand side of us the arcs for the pigs, so that will be our pig area. Fields dotted about, but we don't own any. It's a shame we don't start with at least one field, because you could sell the earlyman and buy some really old machinery and you'd probably work a field, but it doesn't offer you that option. Whoa, we've gone past the gate. Come back, tractor. Want to go through this gate. Lovely little farmhouse. I like the farmhouse a lot. Come back down to earth a little and jump off the tractor. Open the gates. Gates are openable. So yeah, all the gates are animated. So this is our main farm, where we have our pigs, our chickens, and our cows. Loads and loads of different buildings in here. An old tin building here which is a bit dilapidated. Watch out, chicken. A couple of little shelters there to put your tractors in. Looks like there is your corn dryer. You either dump stuff in there or bring it out of there. Looks like you bring it out of there. There's a shed here you can drive straight through. Hang on, we've seen a door here. Can we open this door? Yes, we can. Into the pigs. So that's the way into, as you say, gold nuggets. On the map, gold nuggets are in. So the only way I can see you starting on this map is by there's a light there. Is there a light switch for it? Don't see a light switch for it unless it's on this wall, this end. Yes, here it is. So yeah, there's light switches, turn the lights on and off. You see light, very bright light as well. Another shed here you can get into, I think. Ah, that's your tip point for your grains. That's your tip point for your grains. There's another gold nugget in there. I'm going to go around hunting gold nuggets so you know where they all are. We'll spoil that for you. We'll jump back on our tractor and head up to what is the cow pasture. It's in-depth, as in-depth as I'm going to go into a first look of a map. It's going to be longer than some what you see, solely because you've got the island to get to. The time going over on the ferry, I could have jumped it, but it's something people want to see. And we get, so yeah, we've got a shed there which I feel has probably got your seeds in. But yeah, it's a lovely little map. But now we're going to have to head out of the main farm, well, down this ramp, and find out where the cows are situated. Tractor's getting dirty. Now here is your cow area, I think. Yes, there's your milk trigger to sell your stuff. There's some old timber there chopped up and such like. But here is your cow shed, I think. Yes, this is the cow shed. These static bales, yes, static bales we've got in here. And yeah, this is your cow field. It's not a massive, I say it's not massive, it's fairly big actually. Yeah, you come back through this side, it's got the Lily milking machine. And yeah, that's that. There is a place somewhere where you buy the fields on the main island. See, we might just no, gone the wrong way. Out of the yard again, and then we shall go and try and find the sheep yard. Now, which way is the sheep from here? This way? No, that way. Go the other way. Go the right way, Fiona. Yeah, so now we've got to plough through a few edges and find our way to the sheep farm. I think hooray for someone putting drive-throughable edges. They have the edges you can drive through. I'm in two minds on that. I mean, one reason I don't like them is it's not realistic to drive through an edge, but it helps if you're going to use the AI. If you're going to use your AI workers, then drive-throughable edges are a godsend, because the AI workers will just plough through the edges, and that's a given. Right, so let's see if we're on the right track. No, we're not. We'll go that way. Over here. And we're heading kind of in the right area. That way direction a bit. There, now we're in the right area for the sheep field, sheep farm. Along here as well, you sit and look at the lighthouse. That's a great beam of light that's going to whistle round at night. It'd be nice to see what it looks like at night, that lighthouse light, because that is sending a big beam of light out. I've never seen a map send a beam of light out like that before. Now we've got to go through this edge. Through this edge. Over this way, because this is somewhere up here is where the sheep farm is. It's going to be hill farming this, isn't it? It's a long way across to where the sheep farm is. We're in the wrong direction. Somewhere, look here, over the water, and there are sheep, stationary sheep in here to signify that this is the sheep farm. Not really a massive fan of stationary animals. I'd sooner, if he's going to put some in, I'd sooner the animals walk round. There's no problem with scripts or anything for consoles, because this map is one thing I've forgot to add, and it's coming now. This is PC only. The map is only available on PC. And now we come to a wall, so can we get through here? Oop, gone a bit far. Yeah, that's your sheep farm. Not going to have too big a look at the sheep farm, because we want to go back to the main island, drive the ferry, and have a look. So that is your sheep farm. And you can see the farmhouse, lights on in the farmhouse. So yeah, sheep, few buildings around to do it. So that's your sheep farm. Nothing much to show in a sheep farm really. The sheep farm is what it says. It is a sheep farm. Now we've got to head over that way somewhere now to get to the ferry, go back to the mainland and see if we can check field prices. Hopefully this field isn't owned by a nasty farmer with a shotgun, because we have no protection whatsoever. We'll open his gate. sure there'll be a gate at the end here somewhere. There's got to be, or a fence, or an edge. There's got to be an edge. You definitely can't drive through the walls. That's, oh, there's an edge at the bottom here, so we can get through the edge if there isn't a gate. Yes, there isn't a gate, so we'll go through the edge. And now we can head down back to the ferry. I think we're heading in the right direction for the ferry now, just about. As the crow flies across the field. I like going as the crow flies, it's the first look, and yeah, there's the ferry, not far to go to the ferry now. There's more, to make it look like hill farming, more static sheep there. Like I say, I'd sooner those sheep move. I'm not a big fan of static animals on the map. But it is what it is. It's not going to interfere with any gameplay in any way, so yeah. It's a bit of an overgrown area as well, this map. We're getting down to the ferry now, we're getting close to it. And we shall do what we can to get back over, find out where the field sale prices are. In fact, I've got an easier way of doing this. Skip the ferry, supermarket, agri-fruit and veg, agri-manure, merchants, straw sale, Antrim dairies, BGA, Ballycastle grains, Ballycastle weavers, biomass, Causeway animal feeds. Is the supermarket where you bring up the animal feeds. We'll have a look at one or two of them. We shall visit this. Oh, you can't. I see. So even that has been taken out, that you cannot go on the map and skip to certain places. Oh, well, I said when we started, I said about the different crops added in, your tomatoes, strawberries, red cabbage and the like. They are all in there, in their greenhouses, with some cover for tractors, trailers, whatever, forklifts, whatever you need to have in there. So yeah, let's head to the ferry and try and find where the animal field prices are. We've got to have a look, because we need to be able to know how much fields are. To be able to purchase them. So that means you've got to come over here. You've got to load a trailer with wood. Take the wood over on the ferry to the mainland. And the ferry should be down here. No, we've gone down the wrong road for the ferry. You can tell that I am looking at this map for the first time at the same time as anybody who's not seen the map is viewing it while they're looking. And I've never, not even driven around to see what there is on the map. Driving blind, it probably would have been better to have jumped in. You've got flashing beacons on the Pelican Crossing, which was seen for the first time, I believe, on West Coast. It's got a custom sky, and the sky doesn't look too bad actually. I think now down here is where we get to the ferry. Go left here, to the right here, sorry. And here is our ferry entry point. No, it's not, that's the beach. That's the beach. You don't want to upset the sunbathers. Back the tractor out up the beach, don't upset the sunbathers. They'll be going back to the hotel and complaining to their travel agent. No, we do not like this, for the simple fact that people come along with tractors and spray mud in your face. Well, here we go, back on the ferry. Bit of a jump there to get on, but stop the tractor, go back into the ferry. And we shall go see if we can get to the animal prices. I'll go forward because I think it's getting foggy as well, which isn't the best of ways of finding our way back into ocean, into open water. I like that as well, as it's getting a bit dusk and misty. The green and red lights there on the harbour actually light up. That's brilliant. Brilliant touch. Now we've got to try and keep within these green buoys. Not that you can see a great deal. There's a red buoy here, so we're keeping within them somehow. Kind of, sort of. It really does, on a cloudy day, get misty at sea, doesn't it? That's brilliant. I like the way it does that actually. I mean, look at that sky. It's black. Yeah, the ferry's good. Might give the game away if I set the ferry as a picture. On the list. But now we've got a green. Yes, we've got to go this way. We've gone off course a little to the wrong side of the red buoy. Doesn't really matter, we've got to cross the sea anyway, a bit foggy. Nobody's going to tell us off. First time on the water on this new map. Now, do we drive in and back the tractor off, or what do we do? I think we will back the tractor off it. No, we'll feel that. Yeah, I'm not going to try backing up. Not on a. If I'd been playing, I'd have tried to back it into here. I'm not going to attempt to back into. Oop, the tractor's disappearing. Oh, we've got. Yes, we are. See if we can find where the sell point is for fields, just to see what sort of prices to expect to pay. It's a very hard start to the map, so if they give us very high prices, that is going to make it very difficult to even get a start. I do know that the guy who developed the map, using seasons on 9-day periods of season, took 3 seasons to get Is there anything here where you can buy the fields? I don't think there will be in a supermarket, but it's worth a check. Oh, hang on, what have we got here? Deliveries here, please. Ah, so you can deliver to the supermarket. I guess that's the sell point for your strawberries, your red cabbage, and everything else. So let's have a look on the map. We shall zoom in on where we are. Supermarket is where we've just been. Agri merchants, lumberyard, agri merchants. Ah, now here's the agri merchants where we need to be. Antrim Dairy, Ballycastle Weavers, Grains. Yes, that is where we're going to have to go, I think. To the agricultural place, agricultural dealers. You can wait, Carl. We're on the way now. We are heading down to the end of the road. Or do you actually buy the fields in the same place that you buy your tractors? No, it's not really, it doesn't really give you much of a clue on, that's the animal sell point yard, that's a dead end. I've got a clue, or should I say I've got no clue of where to go to buy the fields. To me, it should really have had auctioneers or whatever. Nice ground sound effects as you go past the factory. Yeah, I think it would have been better had we had an auction house which is dedicated as an auction house, because without running round and round and round in circles, that's just the animal. What's that say on there? That's just a grain depot. This is the agri dealers. I am wondering if you buy your fields at the agricultural dealers. If you don't, then other than doing it at the cow pack sell point for cows, but purchase point for cows and sheep, I don't see where you would buy a field. Anybody in to ask? Anybody home? No. There's nobody in here. Oh, look, there's someone in there. Is she selling fields? Let's go have a look, see if we can get in. Excuse me, are you selling fields? No? Okay. Well, apparently she's not selling fields, she's just waiting to buy a new tractor. Or she's waiting till that one fixed. I don't know. Possibilities. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. I will be doing a little series on this. So as soon as I find out where the sell point is for the fields, we shall let you know in a little 1 or 2 minute clip, just as an update on this. Thank you for watching the SFE, and until next time I say bye bye.